average numbers, but he's gonna add another touchdown. Ball, Hart pass rush. We started 0-4. Since then, we've gone on a 4-game winning streak, but the Texans, they are getting sacked. It would be fantastic as watch out hurts as we get a pass rush in out there, but 3rd and 2, throw down to the bottom. We go down the middle, and there's plenty of room for Kyron Williams here. Though Hurts running off the top of a helmet. Our Kentiana State's only challenge now extend their win streak to 5. If we can find Robinson to the outside, he puts it on him. He shakes one, try to find some space back towards the middle. He cuts, there goes Robinson into the end zone. Get a forced fumble interception or instead, and we will hand it off in Williams. We knock off the 8-1 Patriots match. As Williams has space, he can easily. We will go with a read option. It's Levis down the middle underneath. As Levis just looks to run instead, he picks up the first down, though he fumbles. Even with this loss, we're still very competitive in division. 3rd and goal, quick throw wide open. We go back to him, he cuts towards the top and takes the lead. Sticking with the throws. As he spins, it gets picked off by Jawan Bentley. It'll end up being a pretty decent run for us in division games. And last episode was exactly what this team was needing, and it was almost a perfect episode. Unfortunately, we did drop the 1 to the Falcons, and that is playing pretty big, at least in the current picture we have in the AFC South. As we get this episode underway, it is the Jaguars who have their bye week this week. So a win is very essential for us in our first game, and it's a favorable matchup for us. But the Jaguars are 8-5, we're 7-5. Then you're gonna go down 2 games above the Texans, 3 games above the Titans, and we have played every divisional game we have this season. But where we start today is the 4-8 New Orleans Saints. They have some good guys, but they just have not played all too well, and just looking at their ranks, it reminds me of that Falcons game. That was a trap game that we fell victim to. We need to make sure we come out on top in this one, get level with the Jags on record, and then finish off the season in a close battle. Now we get this one underway early in the 3rd quarter, and it's again a close game, though we are not on top here. We are starting at the 20. We pick up about 2 on the stretch to Williams, but we've got to find a touchdown here. I would love to start the 4th quarter with a lead and then try to build from there, but we need to get down the field a good bit. As we go back to Williams, he finds a lane down the middle, gets just essentially by the linebacker, though doesn't keep his feet, but he does pick up the first down for us as he's sitting around, I want to say 10 carries, so about half of what we need from him. As the double pull nearly took out Will Levis, we get about 1. Now the average per rush has not been great, sitting it somewhere in the upper 3 yards. As we go back to it, down the middle, we'll pick up about 4. Now for Williams, I would say a good average per rush for him would be 5. That's about the mark we expect from him, because he is a solid mid-90s overall. As Levis lets it rip, you could argue that there should have been a penalty thrown there, but alas, we do not get it. Instead, Saints have driven down the field just outside the red zone, already with a 1-score lead, and they make that 2. Jamar Chase, just pure speed, good awareness in the back of the end zone. We've got work to do on offense. So with that being the case, let's run it here with the next offensive drive. We start back at the 25, about 2 minutes left in the 3rd. We need a couple points. Well, how about the trailing tight end? There goes Mayer with a big play, spinning and picking up an extra about 2. Gets us into plus territory, about a gain of 28. I'm pretty sure the previous throw from Levis that arguably should have been that DPI was intended for Mayer. See if we can find another big play downfield, or we could check down to Williams, who should have had that catch. Not really like that throw was that far off. Just expect a little bit more. We're going to make a check here, a little bit of some play action as they bring down one of the safeties. See if we could get Brown wide open downfield. It's placed in front, and that is a touchdown. We don't get the play prior, but we get that one. And arguably, it's the much better one. And the very next snap, Jair Alexander gets the pick. We have a chance to level this game quickly. We start at the 16. Inside the red zone, we got a 3 tight end set. A little bit of some play action. Levis throwing, and Brown is back again. 2 quick scores levels this game up 28-all. But the Saints are trying to retake the lead as we jump forward a little bit here. We're into the 4th quarter. They're at the 27. Carr, not Derek Carr, throws it, finding his tight end who tries to fight, picking up Ford there. Not all too bad there for the tight end, though not sure who the tight end is. They got a bunch up top, that tight end down to the bottom, and a shotgun look. Quick throw, and that was a interesting throwing motion from Carr. Will be nowhere close to any target, leaving 3rd and 6 at the 23. Got a bunch up top, one down to the bottom. Carr rolling, pass rush hits, throwing off that pass just enough to keep it an incomplete pass. So honestly, that should have been a touchdown. Receiver did their job, cover guy did not. Pass rush luckily helped us out, but the Saints will take the lead. So with 5:39, our offense heads back out, starting at the 25. I would love to chew clock, find a late touchdown, and walk away with the win, though we need to complete a pass. Levis, 18 of 30. Not awful for him. That's close to 2/3 completion. Yeah, it's about your average for the NFL. As we find Williams, just a gain of 3. Levis has thrown 3 touchdowns in this one, about 270 through the air. We're going to need to pick up at least 7 here on 3rd. They had trips up top. They find Mayer, who didn't look like he was all too ready for that throw or wasn't expecting the mustard thrown behind it. But he makes the catch. 1st down, keeping this thing rolling as we're under 4:30 left in this one. Got 2 tight ends down below, 2 receivers up top. As we look to throw, Levis has time. Eventually will break to the outside. He had Tommy Trumbull, but instead he dives forward. He picks up 9 himself. And that just keeps us getting further and further up the field here. We're now to the 45. Williams down the middle. He jukes, but we do get the forward progress there. Another 1st down granted. You could argue that the juke should have put us behind the 1st down marker, but home field advantage. 3 receivers up top here for Levis, who spins, throws, and underthrowing. Intended for Robinson. But we've got to feel a little lucky. Reed did not pick that one off. Under 3 minutes now, 2:48 and now counting. Levis throwing back up top, has Robinson, spins off of 1, though not gonna get by the 2nd. His 4th catch, 73 yards, and he heads off the field as the heavy set comes out here. We got a I form, pulling guard, cutting towards the middle, and not picking up the 1st as the 2-minute warning arrives. A big decision here as it is at the edge of field goal range for us, a 61-yarder. That we feel like going for is the safer option. We're handing this one off Horvath. He will pick up the 1st down. Now from here we got 1:40. Need at least a field goal to tie this thing up, send it into overtime. Obviously we're looking for the win. As we hand this one off, Williams down the middle, a nice truck stick will pick up the 1st down. Now with that, it appears like the Saints are more worried about the run than the pass. Single high safety. We got a couple deep options, a couple sitting underneath. We'll swing it quickly out to Williams. He'll turn up, 1st down again, and out of bounds. 1:05 seconds remaining here. We're down to the 18. Both teams have all their timeouts. We go back to the running game. Williams, strong run from the power back, will get 7. Trying to make sure we get in the end zone, waste as much time, but also if we could get the Saints to start calling some timeouts as well, all the better. We get the halfback screen out, follow some blocks. Williams not able to bounce there late, but he picks up the 1st down, and now we call a timeout. The closer and closer you get to the end zone, the tighter the field. So I want to make sure we have some good play calls dialed up, as we have an RPO here. Hand it off or swing it out. We throw it and it goes to Mayer. No defender on that side expected that throw, and to be honest, I did not either. It's supposed to be a run, but I will take the touchdown. We take the lead. 32 seconds left. And upon second inspection of that play, that was actually extremely risky. There was a defender underneath the throw. He just wasn't ready for it. We can't have that. We need our defenders to be ready for it, as that throw a little bit too far out in front. We'll give the Saints receiver some credit, though. He laid out for it, still couldn't get to it. 28 seconds left. Carr in the pocket. Will throw. Finding is Jamar Chase, I believe. He will pick up 7. They called their first timeout. A bunch down to the bottom, one up top. Indeed, that was Chase. 6 catches, 115 yards. As it is thrown away, leaving 4th and game for the Saints, who had the lead not too long ago. Defense couldn't hold form. We need ours to hold. 19 seconds left. They need at least 3 yards. Carr loading up towards the sideline, finds his target. First down, but tackled in bounds. So now just 1 timeout remains. They need the end zone. Carr, quick throw, and it's tipped away by JOK. Though, would have loved a pick there to go ahead and seal it at a higher note. 2nd and 10 at the 43. Carr in the pocket, up top, and just not on the same page with his receiver. It's either that or just pure laziness by the receiver. You got to move a little bit. Balls aren't always going to be the most accurate. 6 seconds left, 3rd and 10. Carr with a deep drop. He's loading up, headed towards the end zone as time has expired. It's going to safely hit the ground, but a penalty is thrown, and they're calling DPI. That is not right. So that gives them a free play at the 1 to steal the game here, unless the defense can make the play. But we won't. The game is handed to the Saints with no time left on the clock. That hurts, as that could very much come back and take away our chance at the playoffs. I'm sure we're going to have a word with the commissioner on that one, because that penalty should never have been thrown. Hail Mary attempt, but we have to deal with it. So with that loss, Jaguars still stay a game ahead of us. 8-5, we are now 7-6. But it's more than just having to win the division to possibly get into the playoff spot here. Now, we talked a little bit about this at the end of last episode. The Bills and Jets are next 2 games, Jets then Bills. But with that loss, we are now outside looking in. So securing a win these next 2 weeks are huge. If the Jaguars can also drop some games, all the better. Now this one is starting off pretty quick here, as we're going to be jumping in throughout this game. The Jets are down to the 23. This is their first possession. Good stop there by Allen. Now if everything were to go beautifully in this game, it would be a 24-3 win, right? Let's see what happens. We get pressure. Good ball out to Tajay Spears, though, stood up shy of the first down. We'll be 3rd and 1. Now, while we were getting to this point, they had a lot of 3rd and shorts. They managed all of them. And they're going to manage it here, as it's a first down to the 6. We're going to need both sides for us to make big plays in this. We could force some turnovers. That would be fantastic. Hard count. No one jumps. They hand it off down the middle. Spears will pick up about a yard and a half. Though as they come out 2nd and goal, they spread empty, so no run attempt here unless Richardson decides to run. Big hit, ball is out, but they say that is an incomplete pass. I don't know, you could argue with that call again. Looked like he made a football move, took a shot, ball popped out. Instead, 3rd and goal. Richardson throws, and it's another touchdown, following arguably another bad call by the referees, and both of these have been at home. So it seems pretty clear we got to make sure that the refs don't have a say in this game. Offense is responding. We're down to the red zone at the 19. Hand it off. Williams, he has some space and will get inside the first down line. Goal to go at the 9. We've got to make sure we are prepared, answering, and honestly just going ahead if we can. First and goal, got a heavy set. We stretch it. Williams, he's by 1. Spun down at the 1. Do love the quick response here from our offense, but let's cap it off as Franklin checks in at running back. We spread wide, still hand it off, and he gets back to the line. Will end up being a pretty quick way to end the first quarter. To start the second, we're still at that 1. Third and goal, Williams into the end zone. Quick answer, great blocking along that right-hand side. Untouched goes Williams. Now following a couple of drives traded back and forth, we're at the 2-minute warning. And the Jets are driving here. They're at the 35 as Richardson throws. He lofts it, finding his receiver. Great catch down to the 6 is Nico Collins. It's those kind of plays that, one, we can't let happen, but we need to find some ourselves. First and goal now. Richardson, quick pass rush. He checks it into the turf. Tried to set up the halfback screen, not enough time. We have a pretty quick defensive line, considering at least one of our defensive tackles really is an edge rusher. Second and goal, rolling. It's a sack for Yaya Diaby, dropping him back at the 13. You can definitely tell Richardson felt that hit. He does pop up. He's got a third and goal at the 13. They come out with a tight shotgun look. Looking to throw, rolling. Diaby with another hit. He finds his target and gets into the end zone. What kind of tackling is that? David Thomas put in the work. Just some sloppy play for us in the first half. 14-7 though, we could end it on a positive note. Would like at least some amount of points here before the end of half as Levis steps up, hoping to find someone downfield. Sideline grab is Robinson, though. Will Truman injured on the play. Now, luckily, he just heads to the sideline, goes to the trainer's table, and we don't lose any timeouts. Hopefully, he bounces back. That's going to shake up the starting offensive line a little bit here. As pass rush nearly got the sack. Levis throws it away. Now, do have to give props to Truman. He's right back out there, saying sprained knee. We'll have to keep an eye on him throughout this game, see if he could manage it. As we're looking for a back shoulder throw, it's downfield to Brown at the 10. You know, he might have started this season off a little slow, but he's made the big plays here late. And we could look to go back to him again here on a back shoulder. It's just a single high safety. We've got a couple options, though. They actually shade someone over. Levis will tuck and run into the end zone. We level this thing up quickly. 40 seconds still on the board. We didn't use any timeouts. Now we just got to hope our defense will keep this game tied up. 33 seconds left. Only 2 timeouts for the Jets as we did skip by the first play. Throws to Nico. Okay, we kind of wrap up a little bit there. Second and 3. They call their second timeout. 29 seconds left. Up at the 47. Richardson looks to throw. Down to the bottom. He picks up the first down. Or actually, check that. No, that second foot did not come down in bounds. So third and 3. They got 3 up top. Richardson stepping up. He's going to pick up the first down, though not going to get very far thereafter. Last timeout whistle. They're at the plus 47 now, 20 seconds. 3 up top. Richardson waiting, spinning. Does break contain for a second, but does choose to throw it away. He looks like he's got a little bit of some happy feet in the pocket. If we could force a turnover with that early movement left guard, that's going to back him up. But if we can start to use that anticipation from him to our advantage, that would be great. 3-person rush as it's another throwaway. 3rd and 15. 10 seconds left before half. They're at the 48. Now, negative 48 with that penalty. So they're looking probably towards that positive 40 for a field goal attempt. As Richardson goes essentially right for it, they get the catch. 4th and 1, 6 seconds at the 38, and they will trot out the field goal unit. This one going to end up being about a 55-yarder. It is up, and he'll hit it. So headed through half, Jets carry the 17-14 lead. But our offense, we're driving to start that second half. Williams with the carry. He's going to pick up about 4. 17 rushes already here, 77 yards and a touchdown. We clearly need some more points here. Need a touchdown, a defensive stop, and a touchdown. That would be a great start here for us this half. Williams down the middle, not going to get by the second level. That'll leave us with a 3rd and 4 in which we look to spread out the defense here. We got three receiving options at least down to the bottom. Tight end at the bottom of the line. We'll look to throw to the tight end, though, through his hands. Mayer not able to hold on to that one. We'll bring out Aubrey, an easier make than the Jets had before halftime. This time from the 35 would be a 45-yarder, though it's a fake, as Bailey Zappi does not get anywhere close to the edge. In a way, I appreciate them going for it, but now the Jets are in plus territory, 2nd and inches, as they will pick up the first down, though it looks like we might have a holding call to bring this one back. But the Jets still hold the advantage, 17-14, and indeed it is holding. So back them up, 2nd and 9. I guess it was maybe a yard downfield. I don't know. That math doesn't quite math. We blow up the halfback screen again, leaving 3rd and 9. 1 play left here in the 3rd. Defense, let's get the stop. They're at the 46. Got 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 up top. Add the tight end up there as well. Here comes Clark, forces the roll, and will pick up the sack. They give him credit for it as the 4th quarter has arrived. Now we need a great drive here from the offense to go take a lead here. And we'll get it started. Back at the 21, we come out with a bunch up top, 1 receiver down below. We will throw Levis, trailing to Mayer, who does pick up about 8, which just coincidentally is also the 8th completion for Will Levis today, though only 12 throws. It's very much been Williams' game today. As we go to him here, he's going to pick up the first down and tack on about 7 more to the end of it. We'll get us up to the 37 as we stick with the heavy set. 3 tight ends up top, Brown the lone receiver to the bottom. Double pull, it's not worked out too well for us in this one. It keeps clogging up the handoff. We still manage 5 though. So all in all, can't be too upset about it on first down. 2nd and 5. As we come out now, 2 receivers to the bottom, plus the tight end at the bottom of the line. Quick throw up top, looks like the stick concept, but through the hands of Brown. Linebacker and corner team up to rip that one out. So now 3rd and 5, bunch up top, 1 down below. Levis, he rolls, throws, finding Brown, who just gets the first down there. He had to take a hit to do it. Also very lucky that that ball even got to him. Once again, double pull. Might need to take that out of the playbook. That just looks concerning to me. Or that might just be Ed Ingram flashbacks of forcing fumbles on his own team. I don't know. 2nd and 11. Hard count, no one jumps. Levis, clean pocket, though still rolls, throws, has Mayer, though he does not get the toe tap. So now in a pretty critical part of the game here. Just over 5 minutes left, 3rd and 11. We got 2 down the bottom, 1 up top. Mayer also up top, and we find Robinson. Tight coverage, but he holds on to it. And I think I am actually stuck in the sim mode here, so we're watching this one on out. I can't get out. I wanted to jump in, make sure we were chewing some clock, as Williams will pick up another first down. I would love to take up all the 4.5 minutes we have left here, finishing with the end zone. We'll see what ends up panning out. That would be the perfect situation. As Levis looks to throw, he's got a little bit of time. Up top, finds Tommy Tremble, who will get 9. A little bit of a forgotten asset for our offense. We brought him in, I want to say it was last year, maybe the year before, to be that tight end 2 rival for tight end 1. That pass behind the intended receiver. Though after not seeing Tommy Tremble do too much, ended up trading for Mayer this offseason. Worked out pretty well for us. 3rd and 1, stretch up top. Franklin will just get the first down. Haven't seen anything too flashy from him this year. Did pretty well last year as a UDFA. Williams checks back in on 1st and 10 as we're in the red zone. Levis Lofting into the end zone runs Robinson. Well, we left some time on the clock. Now defense, let's not let happen what happened last game. Bad penalty throws, and we now are desperate for a win. Jets at the 22 start with a throw through the hands of their tight end. Owusu Koromoa strips it from him, though not a fumble. 2nd and 10. They got a bunch down to the bottom. 2 up top as it's an empty set. Richardson nearly throws the pick to Gilman. That could have been a major swing this game. In front of the home crowd as well. 3rd and 10. Still looking to throw. Up top, going deep downfield over Nico Collins. 4th and 10. I would expect a punt. But with 3:10 left, we'll see what the Jets decide. And it will be a punt. They're banking on their defense. So Williams, O-line, you've already done very well today. We're going to need you to finish this one up. He takes the fair catch. I will start at the 32. We've invested a lot in this offensive line. This is where it needs to come into fruition, as once again the double pull. And now Kyron Williams a little bit shaken up post the run. So he'll head to the bench. Hopefully he's back out there quickly. Franklin gonna have to step in. 2nd and 13. We still hand it off. He looks for a cutback lane. He broke one, though does not get anything after. But it does leave the Jets with a favorable 3rd down. We need 7. 1st down about the 41.5. We got a bunch up top. 1 down to the bottom is Beverly. Levis is looking to throw. Finding the open target. It's Tommy Tremble into plus territory, 45-yard line. And attack onto it. 2-minute warning hits as well. Hopefully we see Williams come back out, but unfortunately it is Franklin. Let's make a name for yourself here, Franklin. Down the middle, we hand it off. He's gonna pick up about 2 yards at most. 1st timeout falls. We need about the 35 for a 1st down. We got all our tight ends out. We hand it off down the middle. Franklin, another 2 for 3rd and 6. Got 2 receivers down below, 1 up top. Levis will look to throw to seal the game. He throws the pick instead. Headed the opposite way. Franklin, we need a tackle here, bud, and he will drag him down at the 17-yard line. That is not what we needed. Defense, you've got to force a 4 and out, essentially, here. They're going for it, all 4 downs, no matter what. Down the middle, they'll pick up 2. Tajay Spears, 11 rushes, 34 yards. Started the game off pretty strong, though they've gone away from the running game in the 2nd half. Approach about 1:20 left here. High snap. They go with the draw down the middle. Spears does not get the 1st down. They say 3rd and inches at the 7. Though a fresh set of downs not far away, about a hairline. As they spread empty here, they got 3 up top, 2 below. We send a quick blitz. 1st down. No, he drops it. It is 4th and game. Very nice of Gilman to help up the opponent there, but 4th and game here at the 7. Again, they just need that little bit of space. Motioning over the tight end. They hand it off. Spears stretches. He picks up the 1st. Fresh set of downs as Ricky Tate injured on the play. That leaves the Jets without any timeouts left. 1st and goal at the 4. 50 seconds and now counting. Throwing, touchdown. The Jets take the lead. This is looking like last game, but at least we have time. It's just going to be the CPU, though. I would love to be able to jump in, manage this clock. We need at least a field goal. It's just not a possibility here for us. Levis throws and nearly throws a pick. Aubrey, he feels comfortable at the 41. Though we still have good amount of yardage to go. About 32 yards or so should put us close. Though we pick up a sack, and I'm pretty sure I did my math wrong anyway. 2 timeouts left. 3rd and 15. 36 seconds left. 4 down territory. As we go underneath, that's the 1st down. We go to Mayer. 2nd timeout called. We're only up to the 35. We need at least the opposite 41. We're getting close. though. Got to get rid of it. Levis, what are you doing? We don't call the last timeout. That's why I wanted to be out here, to make sure we called the correct timeouts. This is going to be the last play as Levis does get the completion. We call one last timeout with about half a second left. It's got to be for the end zone here. Though Levis, he was facing backwards before he threw the ball, and it's a pick to end the game. We blow two very winnable games with which we were in control of late. And that is making our playoff hopes extremely thin. And the easiest way in, winning your division, has nearly slipped away from us unless the Jaguars lose the remainder of their games and we win the remainder of our games. It is essentially coming down to this next game. As for the AFC in total, we have now dropped. We're below the Browns, obviously the Jags, the Jets and Bills, Raiders, Patriots. Only one team has clinched in the Chiefs. But we are on the outside, even of the wild card, trying to find a way back in. And we get this pivotal game underway about mid-third quarter, where we again are looking for a comeback. Down 2 score, 4th and 1. We pick up the first down going to the fullback in Horvath. Now with us well behind the chains here in terms of score, we're going to be moving a little bit quickly here. A little bit of some play action, rolling, missing the throw. Can't be having that. Levis, 9 of 22. He was looking so good last episode, but the team has been choking things here in crunch time. Need to make a play here as it's thrown to the safety. The Bills looking for a big return here, getting by the 50. You can understand where that ball was coming from. Brown looked open, but it was thrown too late. Bills driving down the field here. We're inside the red zone, back inside the red zone, have a 3rd and 8 and a touchdown for Chris Olave. They might be putting a stamper on us here. If we can't make some big plays, we punt on 4th down, 17-yard catch. We need something here from both sides for us. We need a turnover. We need a big splashy touchdown, 3rd and 3. Give up the first down to the fullback. 2nd and 5. We get a good tackle there. Then a knock away, but is this field goal range? Indeed it is. McLaughlin, he tacks on 3 more. We're now down 24 points here in the 4th quarter. It's a turnover, and this very well might be the end of our season here as the Bills dominate at home, 30-3. We're going to have to check to see what the other team's rankings are. And that one looks to have sealed our fate. The Chiefs, they're into the playoffs. We already knew that with a 12-3 record, but then we have a stockpile of 10-5 teams, leaving us 3 games behind that group with only 2 games left. Our time here has just about reached its end. So how about for one final send-off, let's get into week 18 and let's run one last drive with both the offense and the defense, probably in the 4th quarter of that one, and then check the final stats. So for the final ride here, we're jumping in towards the beginning of the 4th quarter. It's a close game, 10-6. As we hand off Williams, he has been absolutely phenomenal for us this entire series. It started episode 1, though for some reason, he never got a superstar dev trade, even an X Factor, despite just how good of a player he was. And unfortunately, he doesn't get the block there from Mayer. But where this team was really held back, gotta be honest, it was the quarterback play. Will Levis never really developed into that guy for us, as he does not have time to throw. But as this is our final go, of course we're going for it on 4th. Levis, he showed flashes time and time again, but in between those, he just looked awful. He also surprised me with his athletic ability, though he does not scramble for the first down there. Zach Seiler injured on the play. So for one of the few times, if only time, we'll jump in and we'll run a little drive here with the defense as well. As it's a play action to kick us off here, they dump it off for their tight end in Gilman, up end zone. Gilman was another surprise player for us. Several times I tried to replace him. He actually ended up becoming one of the highest dev players on this team outside of Jair Alexander, who pulls up a little bit early on the play. Though this defense has been the most stacked of either side. Jair Alexander, you got Joshua Allen, JOK at linebacker. So many great players and great play there from Clark. This was honestly a series where we relied extremely minimally on the draft. Most of the changes we did was free agent signings or trades, as Jair Alexander will at least send us out with a splash play. He gets the pick in the end zone. Well, let's conclude the wrap up here. The Dolphins would end up putting on a clinic there right after scoring a couple more touchdowns and ending us with another loss, 20-6. Let's go check those final stats. And after bottling away our chance at the playoffs this season, losing our last 5 games straight, Will Levis ends only 14 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Now, he did not play in every game. He missed 4 games, so maybe it could have been a little bit better. But the ending to these last 5 games were truly horrific for Will Levis. And as mentioned, he was the reason I feel like this team never made it to a single postseason game. We just never had a quarterback. Kyren Williams, though, he nearly runs for 2K yards this year. As I stated at the beginning of season 5, this was his season. We would do as he would, and he had a really good season. Averaged 108.1 yards a game. He never fumbled. He had 14 touchdowns, 5.3 yards a carry. Not much more we could have asked from him. Again, he's the MVP of this series for sure. As for the receiving, Robinson and Brown both sitting around the mid 700s. Not a very good year for Johnny Beverly, and these receivers were healthy throughout the year. All of them played 17 games, so I think that was another thing, not going to blame entirely Levis, even though it definitely wasn't a great series for him. We never truly had that number 1 receiver, but we had some pretty solid options. Blocking wise, got to include the O-line. McGlinchey had a horrific season this year. I don't know what happened, but he massively regressed. We just didn't really have another good option for tackle that even had anywhere close to his pass blocking ratings, but clearly that affected our quarterbacks. Defensively, though, they actually had a pretty good season. They were the number 2 defense in terms of yards. And Juwan Bentley, 121 tackles. Now, I wasn't even sure if I was going to start him for season 5 because McFadden had progressed so much. He made some big plays. So did JOK. Tackles for a loss. Allen had 19, 16 for Gardner. So actually, he had a really good year. We didn't use any DTs the year prior to this one. Decided to go with the DTs this year, and Gardner played very well. Paschal also was one of our DTs, and he did pretty solidly. He racked up a lot of sacks, though it was Josh Allen's worst season with us. Only 9 sacks for him. Diaby had 5, could have used a little bit more there. And then a couple spread out. How about interceptions? 7 for Jair, 2 for Valentine, and 1 from Bentley. And those 2 from Valentine were all in one game. So the turnovers were very hit or miss. We did force some fumbles for Alexander, Allen, Clark, and JOK. And of those 4, we recovered 3, Alexander, Clark, and JOK. How about any block kicks? No. Safeties? No. Touchdowns? No. Kicking wise, 100% on his extra points, 92% on the field goals. Overall, not bad. Again, every time this team kind of gave us hope, and I think a good indicator of that is Will Levis's stats throughout. And he was very swing. He would have some great stretches, some pretty bad stretches, but he never developed into what I would say is a solid to slightly above average quarterback. Unfortunately, we were just never able to trade for Lamar Jackson. But that officially brings the end to the Kentiana State-only challenge. So tomorrow, I will post a poll on my community tab. So one, make sure you're subscribed to Barricon in the bottom right, or scroll down and hit the sub button. And two, make sure you turn on the bell notification button as well. That way you're notified of when I post things, videos, community tab, any of those. Because again, we'll be posting that poll. And you'll have the ability to choose who our next state-only challenge is. If I am not mistaken, we have 3 remaining. So we will see what we have next time. The new state-only challenge or states-only challenge will be out next Tuesday. And then Tuesday and Thursday, we'll get through that first season probably a little bit quicker. We're not going to do as much as we did like this season, where it was about 4 or 5 games in each episode. We'll get back to the typical 2 episode per season. If it gets interesting late, then we might extend it as we did here. But let me know what you think about the Kentiana State-only challenge, who your MVPs were, and we will see you next time. Tomorrow for the Panthers, or next Monday for the Panthers, or Tuesday for the next state-only challenge.
How it's supposed to feel.